Welcome back to another unsolicited and uneducated football analysis by your friend David Valentin. Here, right here on the couch where dreams come true. A lot of people doubted me, but guess what? I'm a man with personality, a man with charisma, a man that doesn't understand boundaries, and a man that just talks too much. And my DMs are always open. So again, I had that finger touching the pulse of this situation. So Fakundo Torres came to pass. Gaston Gonzalez today has been confirmed. No longer a rumor. It's coming to Orlando. Orlando has been very quiet in this front, exasperating at a lot of people. But there's a reason for that. For the delay of so many people. Fakundo Torres announcement. The team has hinted there was a situation with some paperwork, but Monday, as I'm recording this Sunday night, most likely by the time you're watching this, has been already been announced. He's going to be officially being introduced. Now, the following two players, excuse me, that have not been announced, but social media, different outlets already say they're coming, are Erken Kara out of Austria, interesting signing, and Gaston Gonzalez. So let's go step by step. Obviously, the one that we already know, Cesar Araujo, $3 million, 20-year-old kid out of Montevideo Wanderers, natural number 6. Young, talented individual, a target by the Uruguayan national team. And this is a kid that, quite honestly, it's much needed because in Orlando, with Sebas Mendes sometimes going to be with the Ecuadorian national team, sometimes we were left naked, to use that analogy, and we needed a perfect companion for all other midfielders to defend our midfield. Some games last season were lost, unfortunately, because our midfield was not where it needed to be. One of the games that I continue to bring up to people, and people get upset at the fact that I bring it up because of who we were playing against, and that's Atlanta. You know, the game in Orlando, that 30-second golazo, you have to say it, by Joseph Martinez, that could have ended that game badly. Kudos to the boys for fighting back. But then when we went to Atlanta, we lost 3-0. So, you know, what happened there, if you look at the video, again, the midfield allowing play to get into dangerous areas, some set pieces, etc., etc. So Cesar comes in to try to plug the dam, if you will. The other player, Fakundo Torres, as you already know, a lot of things have been reported with this gentleman. I'm just going to say what everybody feels is the official, because obviously Orlando City has not come out with official numbers. It's rumored $10 million for the 70% of this player, 21 years old, coming out of Peñarol in Montevideo, Uruguay. And this guy seems like an attacking dream. This country, Uruguay, is basically calling this kid the next big thing, and he's going to MLS rather than Europe, and that has a lot of people really angry. I am a believer, and I'm gonna take my hat off as an Orlando City fan right now, and I'm gonna speak to you as an MLS fan. I'm of the believer that if Fakundo Torres comes to MLS, lights it on fire, God forbid, lifts a trophy or two, and goes to Europe, then we may be seeing a new era in MLS where talent that can directly go to Europe may stop in MLS first to collect a check, a big one, and then go to Europe. That, my friends, will be, I don't complain about that. Unfortunately, in the past, we were getting Europeans past their prime. As you know, the Kakas, the Nanis, the Pirlos, the God, how as the Slatans. Come on, you guys all know those players who were past their prime. They will come here. It looks that we're turning the tide, and we are creating an MLS where football can be respected. And as an Orlando City fan, I gotta tell you, if you're an Orlando City fan, this year we're gonna have a huge eye from Uruguay, from two clubs. Okay, looking at what we're doing. All right, if Fakundo Torres comes in and lights it up, that's one thing. But if people in Uruguay can see the quality of our pitches and our stadiums, New York City, sit down. This doesn't apply to you. If they see the quality of our pitches and our stadiums, the quality of the football atmosphere, then my friends, we can start tackling this myth that we've been fighting of the league, the retirement league, or the poor quality league. Every video, every clip of Uruguayan television, of radio, podcast, every single time they are talking about how great Facundo Torres is and how poor is the MLS. And most of the people talking had a hard time coming up with another team that was in Orlando and that was in LAFC, because those are the teams they know, because recently Uruguayan players had gone to those teams. Maybe they can come up with Miami, because Miami is it's the David Beckham thing. But aside from that, I seriously doubt they know who won the championship last year or the year before or the year before that. So this is an opportunity to showcase our league, and I'm all for it. Now, following player is Gaston Gonzalez, rumored, but you hear from me, Papa. You know that listen. I'm not in the business of selling smoke. I quit smoking over 16 years ago. I do not sell smoke. I'm telling you right now, I have from great sources that this is gonna happen, and already in the internets, the guys with the blue check mark, Twitter, what happened to my blue check mark? Are already saying that this is going to happen, and that is Gaston Gonzalez for 3.2 million, 7%, 20-year-old out of Unión de Santa Fe, Argentina. And this one is interesting because he's going to be coming in May, so basically early summer window-ish for the rest of us. And you know what, I'm not going to cry about this one. Excuse me, my allergies are killing me. I'm not going to cry about this one because the season, yes, starts in February, but it's, we play one game in February and boom, it's March already. So basically, we're dealing with 2.5 months without Cesar, and obviously now that we have these other players, definitely the things are gonna get interesting for sure. I gotta tell you, this one is interesting too, because Union is looking to partner with MLS to sell players to the league, and this is gonna be a trend as we are starting to see MLS teams, not only Orlando, but other MLS teams dropping some serious cash for South American wonder kids. And the situation in world football, thanks to COVID, thanks to the fact that fans were not going to the stadiums, thanks to the fact that teams had to play behind closed doors, and Europe, which was until very recently the continent that was paying top cash for this type of player, it's healing of issues of their own. So MLS may have to capitalize on this type of signings for the time being. So I'm all for it. And last, we have one out of left field. I did not see this one coming. Erkan Kara, 26 years old, out of Rapid Vienna in Austria. One thing that a lot of people don't know is my father-in-law, may his memory be a blessing, was of Austrian Jewish descent. His parents were born in Vienna. So I wish he would have been here to see this one. He was a great supporter of my attempts at podcasting and vlogging, And now, guess what? Instead of having to podcast or blog about losses, defeats, and humiliations, I get to do videos like this. So, I've been to Austria. I actually work for an Austrian company. I've been to Graz, the hometown of Arnold. Yeah, the guy in the movies. And fun fact, the football stadium in town is named after him. And I got to see the museum where artifacts and stories about his life in Graz were displayed. Austria, beautiful country. A lot of people think the whole country is like the Sound of Music. Actually, that's more the western panhandle area of the country. The eastern part, it's as flat as Florida. So, and they love their football there. And this guy comes in well recommended. 17 games, 9 goals. I'll take that. I'll take those numbers. Alongside with our draftee from the Super Draft, I believe that we have a core group of attacking players that are going to give us a lot of action. I know a lot of people were distressed with Chris Mueller's departure, Nani's departure, and definitely with Daryl DK, because let's be honest, 2 of these players we were extremely lucky to get out of the draft, and we got them because we had such awful seasons that we were picking at the top of that pile. And Nani, we just got lucky. We just got lucky with Nani, that we brought him here. And the quality of these players, people were like, well, what are we going to do? Well, guess what? Now that money's not an issue and we don't have to go into the draft hoping to grab lightning in a bottle, and we don't have to go to Europe hoping to find a super talented aging player that was willing to come to MLS. Now that we don't have to do that, now that we can pay hard cash for young talent that people want. That's the other thing. If you go to the feeds of these teams where these players are coming from, people are throwing ashes over their head and ripping their clothes off in mourning. That's a fact. And when was the last time you saw players that really wanted to come to Orlando? The situation with Fakundo Torres is one where the player and the family said, we want him to go to Orlando. I want to go to Orlando. And that, my friends, that says a lot. Orlando is a great city to live in if you are not from Orlando. The state of Florida is gorgeous. This weekend, sadly, it was very cold. It was in the 40s and 50s. So roughly, I don't know, what's that, 5-10 degrees Celsius. And that definitely put a damper mode on all Floridians. But spring is coming, so it's a great place to live, a lot of things to do. And if you are to ask former Orlando City players, they will tell you that living in Central Florida was the highlight of their football career. It's a great area to live, period. So with that, great football, great stadium, great staffers, I think we're gonna be doing okay. Now, to finish, there's 2 rumors right now. Evidently, our beautiful manager, that grateful, that incredible man, Oscar Pareja, was asked about 2 of his fellow countrymen. These are Ramel, Farcao, and James Rodriguez. If he will want them in Orlando, he said absolutely. And of course, you know how it is. People are like, oh my God, this is the next target. Who knows? But again, money is no longer an issue in Orlando. I think we're building a fantastic team. I honestly do not see anybody else in the league making the moves that we're making. Yes, a lot has been said about Toronto and their super signing and all that. That's great. One man does not make a team. And that's another thing that I would like to address on a lot of criticism that I have been receiving. When people are saying, hey, you're putting a lot of pressure on Fakundo Torres, this, that, and the other. And I have to tell you, and this is coming from the horse's mouth, because you don't know what happens in my DMs, and you don't know what happens when my phone rings. So this is what I'm going to tell you. Fakundo Torres is a talented guy, worth every single penny that we paid for him. Fakundo Torres is coming on a mission. Orlando's not a destination for Fakundo Torres. Orlando is a showcase where he wants to be seen by Europe. You really think that a young man like this, super talented, with his national team, and not just any national team, this is Uruguay, the champion, the first champions of the world, okay? This is Uruguay, okay? This guy, do you really think he's gonna come here to hang out at burger joints, get some girls pregnant, get arrested, get a DUI, get in fights downtown Orlando, defecate upon himself, urinate upon himself in a bar in downtown Orlando? Do you think he is coming with the attitude of the failures of the past that have been in here, that have been here in this club? Absolutely not. Okay? He's coming to win. He's coming to lift silverware. So let's thank our gracious owner, Mark Wilf, and his family, and the big heroes of this. Thank you, Mark, for opening the checkbook. The big heroes of this, they go unmentioned, unfortunately, in a lot of media, is Ricardo Moreira and Luis Musi. These two Brazilian men love football, but they have a mind for business, a mind to judge character and talent that I have to say I envy. I really do. Ricardo is a fantastic individual who is always accessible to the podcasters, who obviously within the scope of what he can say or not. He's always answering our pesky questions. He's always letting us know what's going on in person. A great individual who never leaves a hand extended without shaking it. So I have to say that about Ricardo because he has done a fantastic job. And well, my friend, if you get to hear this, I can't wait to tell you in person. The other thing is Luis Musi has been an individual who understands the market, understands what is needed, and does not buckle to the pressure of well, the pressure of the fans and the social media. He just goes and makes it happen within what we need and our budget and the quality of player. Super excited about 2022. So we will have to see what happens. With that, my friends, I'll stop rambling. I just want to remind everybody that to subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up. Also, I am on Loud and Proud Orlando. Go to that channel, subscribe, give us a thumbs up. Monday nights, 8:30 p.m. Orlando time. Myself and my friend Luis Pineda are live answering your questions, the gossip, having a good time, and we can't wait to see you every Monday. If you missed the live show, the video is recorded, archived for your pleasure later on. So with that said, my friends, I hope to see you there. I hope that you subscribe. I hope that you follow me on social media. I am on Twitter at Florida_man76. Thank you very much. And as always, vamos Orlando.